gas hitter. But I'ma stay pimpin' long as I be. This forever, baby, as long as I bleed. It's this forever, you know where to find me. And even they couldn't see me lightly. I need a pull to a big body. Boys, they need their collie. And you wet like Susanna. She got kitty like tsunami. I need a pull to a big body. Boys, they need their collie. And you wet like Susanna. She got kitty like tsunami.
What's up, guys? Welcome to your favorite podcast, The Halt, with your boy Thick Teddy, which is me and Ant. How you doing today, man?
Good. Today is Wednesday, and the market's pretty ugly, like real ugly. But I know me and
Big
you.
red candle.
Yeah, I know me and you have been doing decent. Playing a lot of puts, which is essentially the only thing to do at the moment. I know you said we were talking about AMTX. AMTX had a really nice pre-market, and I was so close yesterday to hopping in because I have like a huge watch list, and I just scroll through it all the time, like after hours, just to see what looks good. And that was like one of the only things in the entire market that had a decent day. And apparently, well, it was because they had that crazy news today about that, what was it, a $1 billion deal with American Airlines?
Yep.
So people knew, and they were loading that shit yesterday. But
Insider motherfuckers right there.
yeah. But other than that, it's just been puts, and more puts.
Yeah. I was watching AMTX today to maybe take like a long swing on it, but market just didn't give anything today. Like swings, it's just not worth adding right now. But I know that I'm going to want to swing AMTX here soon because now they got the 2 billion full in deals. And I think their market cap is still pretty low. It's like in the couple hundred millions, maybe 500 or 600 million. So I think they got some room to move here end of year into next year. But and then I've also just been playing AMC puts pretty hardcore because they had that daily breakdown on the pennant, I think. And I just wanted to catch as much of it as I could. And I'm kind of a guy, I sell for like 10% gains. So it was nothing, like I didn't like take anything crazy. I didn't swing anything, but I made quite a bit of money on that last few days. I did that small account too.
I saw that's going well.
Yeah, it's like gotten, I think 3% a day, which is not bad.
You mean you're not a millionaire yet?
Yeah, fuck, dude. I'm only at $640 at that shit, but
people don't understand.
I guess I didn't turn it into 8 million overnight like I should have, according to some people.
People don't understand. Like I've seen you tweet about how you're doing it the right way, and like that's how you actually do it. Like 3% days, you're not gonna triple your money on your first trade.
Yeah, there's no way to consistently just keep like doubling your money every day for 2 weeks.
Especially on a cash account. Like it's actually almost impossible because you have to wait for your funds to settle.
Exactly.
Yeah, people don't. I mean, we
can
talk.
1 to 3% a day is what you should be aiming for. I can talk. Yeah, we can literally talk for so long about that. I get so mad when people like push these massive daily gains at people. It's just not realistic for beginners, and it makes them overreach, and then they end up getting burned bad.
I can't even imagine all the people that have given up this week because so this is something I want to talk about. Every day for like the past 2 weeks has been a crazy bull trap. Pre-market into open, first like 10, 15 minutes of open, and it's the same exact thing that's happening every day. And I know like newer traders aren't going to be able to pick that up, so they see, oh, crazy pre-market and crazy momentum into open. Like look at everything today. Look at everything the last 2 weeks. They're trapping everybody right at open. You know how many people blew their accounts up? Like it's just taking calls, listening to people that don't know what they're talking about. I mean, the market's been crazy for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
if you can play both sides, you should be able to make good money. But it's the people who are perma bulls that are getting their, fucking slashed. Yeah. What do you think about this whole new like COVID variant that's coming out? I know it's another it's a Delta 2.0, and I know that we had the first American case real recently, or first case in America. You actually got it in your email, which was really funny.
Yeah, I went into my email and there was a breaking news on the top. Like, why is that in my email?
Was it from Joe Biden?
Joe Byron.
This is Joe Biden, and I want to give you this email letting you know that we had the first Omicron. I don't even know how to say it very well, but
dude,
do you think it's going to affect the market?
I mean, we're seeing it affect the market. Yeah, we're definitely seeing it affect the market this week for sure. It's such a weird thing because we don't know enough about it, but I just think I see people saying like, "Oh, this is just another variant. Why is the market reacting the way it is?" Well, we've said it 1,000 times on here. The market doesn't make any sense. I mean, this is what happens, and you can't you got to be taking everything day to day in the market.
Yeah.
Like, do I have any swings right now? No. I mean, I have one swing that I scalp around, and then I've been scalping options because it's just not worth it at the moment. But do I think that it's going to affect the market? Well, I mean, it already is affecting the market pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty big. And whether people like that or not, or whether they're trying to make sense of it or not, you just got to go with what you're given. I mean, this is how it is. This is how it was with COVID. This is how it was with the other variant. This is just how it is. I mean, so yeah. I mean, it's going to affect the market.
I agree, man. I think, like you said, we're already seeing it the last few days. If it'll have a bigger effect on the market, I'm not sure. It kind of depends what comes out of it. I know that the WHO came out and said that it's less serious. I guess it's preliminary data says that. I don't even what is it called? Omicron?
I just call it Megatron because it sounds like a transformer.
Megatron. Optimus Prime.
I think it's Omicron.
Omicron.
Oh, I don't know. Let me look in my email. It'll tell me.
Yeah, dude, just pull up your Gmail real quick, dude.
There's no N. Omicron.
Omicron. All right. So the WHO said that Omicron is less serious so far due to preliminary results, but something could come out next week that says people who have it for more than a week get liver failure. Some crazy shit could come out and the market could tank. So, I mean, it's just kind of a day-to-day thing. You got to just know what the news is and know what they're gonna do based on the news, which you can't predict it, but you can ride the waves. You can know if something comes out that says Omicron can be treated by the Moderna vaccine, then Moderna is going to fly up. Or if it says it can't be, Moderna is going to tank, that kind of shit. That's all you need to really know on it if you're trading it based on the market. But yeah, I have no idea if it's going to, come out with negative news, positive news, whatever it is. It's a guessing game at that point. I'm not in it to guess. I'm in it to react and try to, trade the best I can based on what happens.
I saw people getting pissed off too at the CEO of I forget who it was, Pfizer, Moderna. People were getting pissed off because it tanked the market when they came out and said that the current vaccine or whatever, they don't think it's potent against the new strain. Well, obviously they're going to say that so they can make how many more millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, what? That's just obvious.
That's how a company works, man.
You think
marketing.
You think they're, you think they're trustworthy. You think they're truthful. They're doing whatever it's going to do. They're doing whatever they need to do to make more money. I mean, they don't care. They don't care if it tanks the market.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck if it tanks the market. All they care about is, that revenue number being larger next year than it is this year. But
exactly.
Hopefully people like this new overlay, dude. We got this new overlay.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Dope ass little moon, a guy on the moon, dope ass colorful earth and shit. Pretty sick, man. We got thanks to Traderverse. Give a big shout out to them for providing that for us. Make sure to give us a like, a subscribe, follow us on Twitter. Your Montana Trades. I'm Thick Teddy. And yeah, man, it's been a good, I think the first episode was really good. This is going to be another good episode. So I hope everyone enjoys it. But yeah, just don't forget to drop a comment if you like the new overlay, that kind of thing. I know we wanted to touch on paid rooms, man. We've kind of been seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter. I'm gonna let you go first on this one, and then I'll get my feelings out. This is kind of gonna be like a little therapy session for us. You get to go first. We'll just chat up about it.
So paid rooms, that's the hot talk on Twitter, where everybody feels the necessity to go on Twitter and just backpack off what everyone else is saying and calling people out left and right for having a paid room, paid this, paid that. It's the whole cancel culture bullshit. Who are you to say that somebody's room that's paid is worth it or not, unless you've been in there? Me and you charge $9 a month. You know why we charge $9? You know why we charge anything? Because it weeds people out that are just there. Me and you created rooms to actually put education out and teach people, because I know for myself, personally, I didn't have a mentor. And it was almost impossible to figure out on my own. So if I just created a free room, everybody would join expecting plays, handouts, and that's not the purpose. The purpose is, okay, you put a $9 charge on it. You get the people that want to learn because you advertise it as what it is. Education, people want to learn. I do live streams every single day. I do live streams every single weekend. I am on all day, every day, answering questions, throwing educational material out, doing lessons every week. So who are you guys to say, oh, I mean, why would you pay anybody? I understand with anything in life, there's good and there's bad. There's rooms that are fucking ridiculously expensive that probably aren't worth it. And there's rooms that are very affordable. And actually, the whole point is to be a mentor and help people. That's the purpose. Yeah. There's good ones. There's good. There's bad. I see so many people every single day. People I never thought would go on Twitter and start talking shit about, oh, you shouldn't pay for this. This is not, like, who are you to say that? Mm-hmm. Don't, okay. You don't think it's worth it? Don't pay it. SD, Ryan Rosbiani, Shinobi, Ace, all these dudes that are actually helping. Bullshark, who else? Shark.
Yep.
I mean, come on now. I've been in those rooms. Like, they're worth the money. What's SD charge? People. $9, $10?
Yeah, exactly. They're good dudes.
It's so ridiculous. And, like, I don't care who I offend. I mean, it is what it is. Like, you have no business talking shit on somebody for what they're doing. It's $9.
Yeah.
That's a Happy Meal in California.
Yeah, like, bro. The thing is, man, is people don't understand that, like, a transaction is between the fucking customer and the person providing it. And if you want to get in between that and try to, like, say some bullshit as and it's not working, talk to the customer who's, like, pulling up the supply. Like, he's wanting what we're giving, and we're giving good products, or else people wouldn't come back. We would lose all of our fucking subscribers if we gave out shitty comment or shitty, stuff. But we give out good stuff, good education, good, alerts, all that kind of shit. People come back. We've even grown. Me and you have both grown. I know SD has grown. Like, everyone is growing because we give out good stuff. The people who, charge like buco bucks every fucking month and people, have to drain their bank accounts to pay for them every single month. That's a different story. I don't fuck with that kind of stuff. I don't like people who, like, think they're worth more than they actually are. I think the $9 a month, $10 a month, whatever it is, even up to like, like $40, $50 a month, sometimes those are worth it too if it's giving you more one-on-one time with the mentor. Because, I mean, I know I got nearly 700 people in mine, and I do get less one-on-one time with people as I used to when I had the few hundred, but I do a pretty good job, and I bust my ass to make sure that I make a watch list every week. I get TED Talks out. I answer all the questions I can in the trading chat. I give alerts during the day. I'm there to answer questions on the weekend. We kick the shit about, like beers and all that kind of shit. Whatever we want to do. We're friends. We're genuinely friends with everyone in there. I'm starting to actually gain some closer friends in there because people have been in there for longer. It's a community that is actually there to grow, not like, trader chat in Atlas where some people are fucking like ripping on other people, and, it's just not a healthy environment. We're creating healthy environments, and we're giving you the education that you need, and not in like a large form. Like, it's a small classroom. It's like the difference between being a kid in a room with 20 students versus a kid in a room with 40 students. You're going to learn way more if you're in the 20 student room and you get to ask questions, do all that kind of stuff. With that said, I definitely think that there's some bullshit out there that you need to keep your eye out, but just get to know the people that you're thinking about buying a paid room from before you pay them or buy the monthly or whatever it is, because there's going to be some snaky little con men out there. Find out if the people actually make good trades, and if you can trust them. Find out if they're like realistic. Do a month, and then if you think, wow, man, his entries and exits were a little funky, I didn't really catch many of those, then realize, okay, he's probably padding his stats a little bit, doing a little Russell Westbrook action here and there. But yeah, there's good and there's bad. Just like Ant said, just weed it out, man, and figure it out for yourself. Don't go on there bashing people because it's the cool fucking like valiant thing to do. Like, act like I hate paid rooms. Yeah, dude. You're gonna be the motherfucker making one in 2 months, dog. Like,
dude, it's like you are tweeting that shit for likes. Like, you want likes on a Twitter post behind your animated profile picture. Like, is that really what matters to you?
Exactly.
Genuinely. Like, you come in my room and you see what I'm doing every single day. I've done over 40 lessons that I've made myself. I put them out. Like, come look. It's not an
You're going
alert
to see
service.
the growth people have made, and you're not going to be able to say that shit anymore. That's what's going to happen. Those people are going to be like, "What? Oh, dude, there's actually people learning." I have like a reflection room in mine where people talk about like stuff that they've lost on, won on. There's so much growth happening from the beginning. People were like coming in and being like, "I'm fucking mad I lost," and now people are being like, "I lost because I didn't have the right volume profile on my day trade." That's so much growth, man.
I mean, I could sit here and talk for hours about it because it actually is very frustrating when you dedicate every single waking hour to what we're doing for $9 a month. Like sit back and think about it and say that out loud, and then if you want to come talk shit, go for it. But it's just it's getting out of hand. Like FinTwit in general it's just the hive mindset. Like everybody just thinks the same, talk shit. It's just, I mean, honestly,
you don't think so better.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for like people that support me and people I talk to all the time, there would be no reason for me to be on Twitter. It's just gotten that bad that I have no desire to be on there. So
yeah, I've decided I've thought about like bringing back my old style TED Talks where it's like a bunch of tweets in a thread, just because like I feel like Twitter has just gotten so like different now. Like there's no like research on there. It's all just like buy this, it's gonna squeeze, or buy this, it's gonna like this stock we're gonna get a whole bunch of people to get on. It's like a Wall Street bets mindset, which I mean you guys heard about it last episode. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not the best, but I just sometimes think research is the right way to go. But
I'm probably gonna miss people, but like you and Warren Buffett, like when you guys post shit, it's so in depth and it's so thorough and it's actual information. Like there's not a lot of people doing that, and
I wish there was more, man. That's the real kind of stuff we need. That's what they do at like if you were to walk into a brokerage or like an investment firm, that's what they're going to be doing is like doing real shit, not just like, dude, look at the short interest on this, like short squeeze type shit, which that's definitely a really, really like I've done that before. I do that quite a bit actually, like short interest and stuff, but it's definitely not like there needs to be more in depth. Like you need to look into like numbers, you need to look into catalysts, you need to look into all this stuff. When the market isn't like it is now. Right now, you ride the hot wave of high short interest type shit, low float, high short. It's gonna fly. But when the market returns and we get out of this Wall Street bets AMC GME thing, then there's gonna be way more opportunities if you know the revenue numbers, the debt, all that kind of shit. If you know all this stuff, then you're gonna be able to play a lot better swings than if you're stuck in the old kind of. It'd be like if we were stuck in like bio COVID plays, like it just wouldn't work anymore. It doesn't work. They've been dying for months now.
No, it's either like you're playing around a catalyst, or you're a technical trader, or you're doing both. I mean, or you're a gambler.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, decide what you want to do, but
yeah. We got to get we need people to comment for bullish versus bullshit tickers too, because we try to we're trying this kind of new thing. We just want you guys to drop some below, and we'll do like 3 next week that you guys comment, because we have to think of them every single time before, and sometimes it's just like I don't know what we should do, man. Sometimes right before we start filming, we're like, dude, what do we do?
It's hard too because like, dude, we could have done Wish now for months, like because it's always something different, like. But we don't want to keep being repetitive and doing the same thing. Like we could do SPY this week. We did it last week, and look where SPY is at now. IWM, same thing. But we don't want to get repetitive and do the same ones. So
yeah, we got to get that new shit.
What
you drinking, bro?
Oh, I was going to say the same thing. I have these new, can you see it? The truly Christmas ones. This one's pomegranate ginger. It's actually really good. There's an apple one that's so good.
Dude, I fuck with apple stuff.
I just really can't believe they haven't made an apple seltzer yet. Like that just kind of seems like a no-brainer flavor.
You know what I was looking at today? They had peach cider where I was looking to.
That sounds good.
I was like, damn, that looks pretty good. But it was like a huge ass bottle, and I was like, I'm not gonna drink all that.
Yeah.
I got this is imported from Germany. It's like some grapefruit beer. Super good, actually. It's like I think they just mixed grapefruit juice with beer, kind of. That's what it tastes like a little bit.
Is it is it bitter or is it?
Nah, it's sweet. It says, oh yeah, no, it actually is. It's half beer, half grapefruit juice. It's really good. It's only like 4 or 3% alcohol, 3.5% alcohol.
That sounds good.
Real refreshing though, man.
Yeah, that does sound really good.
It's called Schopfenhofer. And then
There's
this
no way you
second word
pronounce
is
that the right way.
Hefeweizen.
Do you have a store where you can just go and pick like random beers and like you can do like a 6-pack for like $8 or something? I know.
Yeah, it's like mine is a 6-pack, $9.99.
Yeah. I like
pretty
that
good.
because then you can kind of like fucking mix and match. And
I always do that, and then I keep I have like 2 or 3 weeks for this show on tap, ready to go in my fridge. I get one at a time.
I'm running, dude. I've tried almost every seltzer. I feel like I'm running. I'm running out of seltzers. Like,
there's a few local ones that I have to try, but that's literally it. After I try all these local ones, then I don't have any more. The only one I haven't tried is Gordon Ramsay's, the big one.
You still can't.
He's still not near me. No, he's still not near me.
I see them in my store regularly now, and they used to be like only so often. That's weird. But you still have the Coors Light. Don't you still have the orange creamsicle?
Nope, that one's gone too.
Damn.
That one was good as fuck.
Oh my god, those are so good.
They better bring those back next summer. I'm gonna be fucking. Yeah. I'm gonna buy like 26 or 12 packs.
Just hoard them.
Yeah, flip them. Sell them on eBay for like $90 in the wintertime.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna run through the bullish versus the bullshit here pretty quick. Oh, dude, should I get my gold bowl real quick?
Oh yeah, go get that thing.
All right, you start talking about Wish. You talk about if you think bullish versus bullshit on this bad boy.
Everybody's favorite. Okay, so Wish. We've talked about this before. Ooh, it's funny because, well, it's not funny, but me and you were talking about this. Me, you, and Milo were talking about this, and we're like, and you're like, damn, like it's got to reverse at some point.
At some
point, but that's like the beauty of like when me and you talk, like we don't always agree on everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, like I totally agree, but the chart is just, it's in no man's land at the moment. And this was like a week ago before the market really took a shit. And I'm kind of like, it's just kind of like in no man's land. And it's still making new all-time lows. So
it's fucking nuts, dude.
I mean, honest to God, it's complete bullshit right now, just technically speaking, because there's nothing that tells me to jump in. And like Milo was talking, he's like, yeah, their expected earnings for next quarter are supposed to be horrible. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, dude, who knows? Because there really is no bottom. And there's I charted this and tweeted it. There is so much overhead. You use VPVR, right?
Yeah. There's a ton of fucking overhead.
Dude, even if it starts to move, like it is
bag holder galore up there, bro.
And then I saw Zach came out today and tweeted something like, what did he tweet? Like, oh, I know it's a bad call or something.
He's out fully. He dropped his position. He lost like $5 million on it. It's fucking nuts. I think I think bullshit as well. I was bullish a few weeks ago because I was just like, and then I remember sometimes you just got to go back to your rules, and my rules are don't fucking bet against a downtrend that's that strong. And I mean, at this point, man, like they have more revenue than they do market cap at the moment, like by a pretty decent margin. I think they're gonna have to reverse before. I don't know, man. I really don't know. They're gonna reverse eventually. It's gonna be explosive. Dude, I don't fucking know. Like they're gonna reverse and it's gonna be explosive, and they're gonna shoot back to like $5, like easy. But there's just no telling if it's gonna go all the way down to $2 before it does, or if it's gonna bounce at $3. There's no telling of where it's gonna bounce. So like it's bullshit right now. It's the strongest downtrend fucking possible. Stronger than I don't even know, dude. It's so strong. Like Zach is out. Everyone is gonna like start shitting on Wish everywhere on Twitter now. Everyone's gonna be like, Wish is the worst fucking call ever. The sentiment's gonna be bad. It's been shitty for months now. There's nothing else to add other than it's just, dude, it's fucking dying a horrible death right now.
My kind of telltale sign that this thing was going to have the craziest uphill battle of all time was on the 11th. It wicked essentially off $6. Mm-hmm. And hit that overhead and got rejected so goddamn hard under 550, and then it wicked and it held under the 50-day moving average. Next day, red inside bar, and once something gets trapped under the 9 EMA, it's very tough to reclaim that in a downtrend that has no underlying support, and that's exactly what's happening. And it's so far trapped under the 9 EMA that would be the first thing you would have to look for on the daily. You would want to see, okay, can this reclaim the 9 EMA? and that would be the first thing I looked for. But until that happens, there's no shot I touch this. I mean,
yeah,
it's probably a good thing. You could probably take easy puts on it. Like you could probably take puts or short it. But
funny story, dude. Back when I think it was back in March, when it was like $20, I wanted to short it because all of my experiences with Wish products have been like the worst thing ever. Like they're just the cheapest fucking bullshit thing that I've ever had in my entire life. And so I wanted to short it at like $20, and I was going to go super long on it. Like it was going to be like a couple year hold, and I did not. And I would have made fucking cash. Look at that. 20 all the way down to $3.
That's like
but I was too scared.
It's like today I was playing FCell puts, and I play FCell. I've been playing FCell a lot with options because it is completely married to IWM. Literally whatever IWM does, FCell does. And me and my buddy were in voice chat. My buddy works from home, and we were talking. I got him into stocks. Shout out to Jake if he's listening to this. But
yeah, Jake.
I was like, dude, these 7.5 puts are 1 cent right now, and I kind of like them. And he's like, the theta and the delta. I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, you're
take them, bro.
I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I didn't grab them, bro. They went to 10 cents from one. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But it's not his fault. I mean, I agreed. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I should take these. I ended up taking the
fucking hell, man.
I ended up taking the 8.5 strike, and they went over 100%.
Yeah.
But just, I mean, hindsight's 20/20. But just looking at those, like,
that was me today with AMC. Oh yeah, AMC, dude, we're leading right in. Look at that. That's when you have managed a podcast for 15 episodes. Mm-hmm. It just rolls off your fucking tongue. AMC today, I took puts, and they went 600 or 700%, but I took profit at 12%.
Wait, was it in the small account?
Yeah, it was in the small account.
See, people don't understand, dude. If you sat on here and you're like, yeah, I wrote it all the way down, I'd be like, there's no way. Because, you know what I mean? Like, that's how you know who's fake and who's not.
There's no one who's holding shit for over 100% gains, bro. Like, I don't believe it. Unless it's like commons. Unless it's commons, like, then it's like, okay, you got some. I have AMTX in my fucking IRA from $7. I'm still holding it. But, like, options, bro, that shit is so volatile. If I see over 10%, bro, I'm getting excited. I'm like, I'm about to take profit. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's either that or you let a few ride. Just lottos, like you put your stop in, like trailing stop, and that's it.
That's what I do when I have, like, when I'm in my large account, but I don't alert any of those. I don't tell anyone that I'm letting them ride. I always like let them ride by myself because I don't want people to like get that. Because I know that if I was like, I'm letting a few ride, people would just let all theirs ride because they think that like, oh, I have a tiny account, it is what it is. I'm like, nah, man, take that profit. If you got a small account, that's the most important to take the profit on.
Actually, this was on my watch list for this week. Either direction, I was like, if it breaks out of that pennant or wedge, whatever you want to call it, I would take puts. And I was looking to take calls either in the opposite direction, but bullshit honestly, on AMC right now. I mean,
yeah, you'd make some hella money. I was kind of long biased going into the week because actually no, I was short biased going into the week, but last week, end of week, I was long biased because that 20 MA crossed the 50 MA, and usually that's a pretty good indicator of momentum. But dude, it just died through that pennant, and I saw it, so it bounced off the pennant last week, and then like the trend line, and then just heavy volume fell the next 2 days, broke that, and then today just I think it was like 16% down. If I had to bet here, I would say it probably goes down to $15. If I had to, because
through the 200
I think that's the
MA.
next support. It's through the 200.
Through the 200, you have a big ass volume shelf on at $15, but that's from May. So
yeah, that's a long time ago.
Honestly, it's same thing with Wish. Like, I mean, it could bounce out of that demand zone at like $24, but again, that demand zone's from May.
Yeah,
so
I could
it's
see.
not really
I mean,
demand.
I could definitely. Yeah, exactly. I could definitely see like Wall Street Bets trying to like hoist this one back up, put it on their fucking back. But who knows, dude? This one, I see it going down further. I think there's a lot of downside. I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit at the moment.
I agree. And then the last one we got Lucid. This one's been on a rampage lately. I mean, what's it at now? $50. Pre merger, it got all the way up to 60. 63 maybe, 65. And back then I was fucking yelling from the rooftops how it's not worth this much.
Can't believe you sold it.
I think I'm going to yell again that it's not worth this much. Just from, maybe I'll have to pull out my old YouTube video. Somewhere on the YouTube account, I made a video on why it's not worth $60 a share. And it just goes into like me talking about their valuation versus Tesla. And I think at these prices, based on how many cars they're going to be selling, they're actually like valued almost as high as Tesla or higher based on like, sales revenue to market cap ratio. And I don't see that at all being worthy. I think if anyone should be, overvalued a shitload, it should be Tesla, and they are overvalued a shitload. They're overvalued a ton because when, Ford, GM, all those companies come in and Chevy starts making way more hybrids and electric vehicles, Toyota, Tesla's going to lose half a market share, maybe even more, 3/4. Yeah. But I think Lucid up here is not worth it. Maybe people like the tech enough. Maybe they really believe it's the next Tesla. But I mean, I don't see how. I think I even calculated it all the way out to 2025, where they'd still have a higher valuation if they were making as many cars this year as they're making in 2025. They'd still have a higher valuation based on revenue, market cap than Tesla. The market doesn't make sense, but I think it's bullshit.
Have they even delivered cars yet?
I think they have a few, but nothing like no. What is the word I'm looking for? Like large amount. No fleet. No shit. No big time cars. The word is just escaping me.
It's so hard because like when Incredible Bob was on, he talked about there's going to be like 3 or 4 of these EV companies that stick, and the rest are just going to die off. I think Lucid sticks, but. It sticks. It's not worth $55 right now. Mm-hmm. And just since I look at everything from a technical standpoint, a close at a 90 MA is not great. You have a shit ton of room to the 50 MA sitting at $35. No really big volume nodes that stick out to me as support, so it depends. Like this could get trapped under the 90 MA, just like Wish got trapped under the 90 MA. I bet this probably has a little bounce off 50, but I don't think it's sustained. This probably dies down into the 30s.
I agree, man. Also, if you look at from a volume profile standpoint, when it was flagging out there from like the 15th of November to maybe like the 26th, that was nice decreasing volume. Like that's something that I like, is that flag was decreasing volume. And then maybe at that point you'd be looking for a breakout. But these last 3 daily candles have been higher volume, and that kind of fucks up the volume profile. Like at this point, the flag is not like as bullish as it used to be. It could be a reversal. These last 2 red candles have been pretty high volume, which indicates some type of, like bearish reversal at this point. There's a little bit of a doji up there from yesterday. I mean, I could definitely see this one busting down, hitting the 20, maybe bouncing, and then hitting the 50 quite a bit.
Yeah, from a technical standpoint, I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up in the 40s, low 40s, mid 30s.
Sweet.
So bullshit at this current price.
I'm gonna put my bull's ass up there. Is there a little hole right there's a hole?
There's a little hole.
Damn, that's the bullshit. I need to get a little shit and put next to him or something. But
gold shit.
Damn. I don't know why. Yeah, a little golden shit. They literally made an asshole on this bull.
Bro, you ever see? Isn't the one in Chicago or New York or wherever it's at have like a huge ball sack? You ever see that?
I Google it right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe I'm completely off.
I think I better Google it. Big ball sack bull.
Bro, right? I think so.
My girlfriend's going to come on my computer and see that I just Googled big ball sack. Dude, they got some fat balls. Holy shit, those motherfuckers hang, dude. They're literally that long, bro.
Yeah, dude. Imagine.
Looks like I put like 2 sticks of butter in a sock and I'm swinging it around.
It's going to be us. Bro, that's going to be us in 40 years.
Dude. Oh my. I'd have to tuck that in my sock. Have you seen...
I think it's
The
grandpa.
prank where he sticks it in his sock.
You're going to have to strap that thing to your leg, dude.
Yeah. Wear sweatpants all the time.
You sit on your own ball sack.
If you Google big ball sack bull, the first video is, or the first picture is so graphic. So
Yeah, I'll let you
graphic.
look at that.
I'm gonna fucking DM this to you on Discord just because I want to.
So I have to look at it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That thing is hanging.
All right, so now we're gonna quickly hop into our random trivia questions with the wheel. Dude, I have the best trivia questions for you humanly possible. So,
right.
Let me go.
Shoot me the first.
Let me go. Okay, how old is Hezbollah?
Oh, I've been looking this up. 19.
Wrong.
Fuck. How old is he?
18. All right, I'm pulling the wheel over it. Wait, no. Wait, yeah, the wheel's up, but you gotta ask me my question first.
I ask you your question. All right.
Yeah.
I just went on some random shit. On a Sunday, what is illegal to sell in Columbus, Ohio?
Bro, are you joking?
Okay, I'll find a different one.
No, you gotta like give me a range of something.
All right, I'll give you a fucking okay. I'll give you a range. It's a cereal.
What? In Columbus?
Yep.
Lucky Charms.
Cornflakes.
My God, you're an asshole.
On the fucking wheel.
How would I ever guess that, bro?
I don't know. I'll find you an easier one for this one.
You're gonna get the next one, I think.
Dude, I'm just a smart motherfucker. I know I am.
Oh my God, it's the pepper, you motherfucker.
We have. All right.
Wait. Let's do the next one first, and then I'll go grab
What's
it.
that?
Do the next question first, and then I'll go grab it.
Okay.
We'll do the next question, and then we'll grab the shit.
So you want to do both of them and then grab both the shit?
Or do you just want to do one?
Let's grab them both and then do them. All right.
All right. My second question, dude. If you don't get this, who has the most wins in UFC history? Think.
I think I know, but I don't want to say it because I'm fucking terrified. Donald Cerrone.
Yeah, you're right.
Fuck.
I knew you were gonna. I knew you'd know that.
I think you get the second one too. What is the name of the vehicle that Scooby-Doo and his friends drive in?
The Mystery Mobile?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's Mystery Machine, but I'm going to give it to you.
That counts.
That counts. All right, let's go get the fucking pepper.
Wait.
I'm genuinely terrified, bro.
What kind of pepper do you have?
It was between, so I went and they had habanero or serrano. So I got serrano.
Bro, they only had jalapenos. But look how fucking big this thing is.
Yeah, dude. Is a jalapeno hotter or not as hot as a serrano?
I don't think it's as hot. I don't think it's as hot.
All right, let's see. Jalapeno versus serrano. Oh, shit. I also got another beer. So in case anyone wants to know, I'm drinking this Berry Weiss now. Oh, serrano peppers are 4 times hotter than jalapenos? What the fuck, dude? All right, then I'm going to do serrano. That is gigantic. Serrano, and then I was going to do habanero. Because I wanted
habanero for whatever reason at my grocery store.
Serrano's hotter than a habanero, too. I thought I was getting the best one.
Look who's here, too, about to fucking watch us.
Perfect timing, StockSwingAlert.
Connecting to audio.
What's up, man?
Teddy, how you doing, man?
Good. You hopped in right at the right time. We're eating hot peppers for the other portion of our episode, so you're going to get to watch us.
How do I eat this whole thing?
Eat this fucking hot pepper.
It's like a Hot Ones episode. That's sick.
Yeah, we do like a little section where we ask trivia questions, and then if we get it wrong, we have to do a little thing. We both got it wrong.
That's sick.
Mine is 4 times hotter than ants, though. Apparently.
Wait. That's hotter than a habanero?
Yeah, this is hotter than a habanero and a jalapeno.
Bro.
What's the name of the pepper?
Fucking serrano. I thought it was the easiest one. I went there thinking I was gonna get because it was tiny, bro. I was like, oh, this thing is little. Look how little this motherfucker is, and it's 4 times hotter than both.
Bro,
Dude,
you're gonna be
I've
struggling.
had a Reaper before, and that was rough for like 3 days to even use the bathroom afterwards, bro. Honestly.
What'd you eat?
Like one of those Carolina Reapers.
Oh shit!
Somebody
that.
got some dried out ones in college, and yeah, fucking.
Isn't that what was on? Wait, is that what was on the chip? What was on the
ghost pepper on the chip?
Yeah.
And Carolina, I think. All right, I'm just doing it.
Yeah, bro, you're gonna be struggling. This is hot. That's gonna be hot.
Dude, I'm fine.
I gotta tell my girl just so that she, because I'm laughing.
It was the
Good
fucking
luck. That's probably
the
gonna burn
seed.
y'all's asshole.
Oh,
Every time.
it's gonna burn like a
Every
motherfucker.
time.
Yeah, you're gonna be on the fucking toilet struggling for sure.
And I'm about to wash it down
Bro,
with some
I
of
need
my
a
German
drink.
beer. Oh my goodness. All right, so we are here today with a very special guest, StockSwingAlert. How are you doing, man?
Doing pretty well. Over yourself.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. It's been kind of a dusty 2 days in the market, pretty red. But how's your trading been going?
Trading my longs have been definitely taking a beating like everybody else is. But luckily, I brought in a former bond manager, and he was actually a hedge fund manager as well. His name is Casanova. And so he's been helping just provide some insight and helping out on the downside of some of these trades. So we've been taking more of an approach to play some of these ones that have been inflated. So we had puts on like HD and then as well as like Airbnb, given the COVID news lately. So just been trying to figure out a few plays that multiple people can benefit from, and we can continue to see the huge reward from these downfalls too. Because if you've looked at a majority of the other ones besides like Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon, a few of these stocks have ran over 100%, and then now they're down like 50 to 60%. So ultimately, we're just trying to find the market spaces that have been overinflated and have some tremendous opportunities to offer up on the backside.
Yeah, I know there's a ton of stuff in the market that's had a ton of backside recently, AMC being the big one today, but there's also a lot of plays that you'll see in the mornings will gap and then they'll run, momentum wise for a few minutes after open, but then you go back and look at their chart and they've never held gains on a big gainer day like that. You can just short the literal shit out of them all the way back to even almost close to green to red move, maybe not that far, but until they're only up 10% on the day when they've been up 60, 70%. There's a lot of money to be made on the backside.
Definitely. And that's one thing that I've noticed too. Michael Rappaport, he's a guy that I followed too as well, and he talks about how people overpay for a stock, and that's the peak. But then there's this point where it'll continue to go back down, or it's in a downtrend. And so if you can figure out like where people overpaid, like say like an Affirma, then you can really buy dated puts and really collect on that on the back end too. So like Zoom is one we were trying to find, as well as like Home Depot, just because how many people are doing activities in the winter, like in terms of home remodeling, that's another one that we're trying to get some like dated puts on and just reap the rewards on that going forward.
I know Upstart was one of those. I saw a lot of people have been making crazy money on Upstart puts. Upstart was at like $400 the 15th of October, and I think it's currently at like $175. So that's one of those that was just overinflated and heavily due for a pullback, and then these market conditions hit, and that just destroyed the stock. Earnings as well.
Right.
So yeah,
I think there was the guy that went on like CNBC and had no idea what it even did. He was like the fintech guru that was pumping it. Like,
I remember that shit. There were people like memeing him on Twitter all the time.
Yeah.
Right. But I would say otherwise, like the swings, it's been pretty hard to find a decent play too. Build-A-Bear Workshop was one that we got a little bit lucky with too, but otherwise, for the most part, it's just been an overnight trade, playing a news event and then selling the pop when it occurs.
Dude, I had a Build-A-Bear, actual little bear when I was younger. His name was Shaq Bear because it had a Shaq jersey on, and it was a fucking bear. I don't know. That memory just came out of nowhere. I didn't even remember that until
Shaq's
just
my
now.
hero. Shaq's my hero. I have a bobblehead on my desk right here.
That's so funny. So I have a question. How did you get into trading? Like in terms of, did you have a mentor? Did you know somebody in your family that got you into it?
So I have a corporate finance degree. So I've always been kind of interested in trading too. So when I worked for Hewlett Packard Enterprise about 6 years ago, I downloaded Robinhood, and one of the first stocks I bought was Tilray. and then CDC, because Canada was legalizing weed at that time. So I wanted to buy something that I could see tremendous growth with. So I thought marijuana was like the future play, but lo and behold, you saw what Tilray did. It went to like 180 and then just downtrend. Now it's like $10, So I had to play around with the large caps, but about like 2-3 years ago, it was in October. That was when I received like a severance package from Hewlett Packard Enterprise because they did a workforce reduction. And so then that was the point where I finally had enough capital where I was over PDT, so over $25,000, and so then I could do more day trades. And that was when I really got more interested in these small caps, just because I had heard retail, they're able to capitalize on these like big moves. Anything under $10, like it has a chance to double in any given day. And so ultimately, I just started playing around with pennies. And then during like the, right before the pandemic hit, I had found IBO and seen a story about like how in like 2006 they had gone from like $1 to like $40 because they were supposedly like a huge player with Ebola. And so I bought them at like 28 cents and ended up selling for like $1 like a few weeks later before it ran to 7. And so that was really what piqued my interest in terms of seeing a stock that can go from pennies to multiple dollars in any given week. And so that potential chance for return was really what drew me in to these small cap stocks.
So was that leads kind of into my next question. Was that like your kind of aha moment where you're like, damn, I can do this full time? Or was it way before that? Was it, what was the one moment, if you can remember, where you're like, I can do this like full time?
I would say it was about a year ago too, just because my job was costing me more money than sitting on my computer and trading. Like I would have a meeting and I'd have to exit a trade when I knew it was a little bit early because it hadn't broken like the Bollinger Band. And so I would sell, and then 10 minutes later, I'm like, damn, like I just missed like a month's worth of payment just because I had to sell early for this meeting. And so that was just the opportunity, time value, money. Like I realized that like I can do this full time. I have a skill, and I don't have to really work for the man in order to try to provide for myself. And it was also partly to do with like Zach Morris, like finding financial freedom too, because I had seen his gains go from like $10,000 to $1 million in a day, and that's really just all about compounding your gains until you get to that point.
Do you use Bollinger Bands?
Yeah, for Webull, I do. Yeah,
dude. Fellow Bollinger Bands guy. I'm a big believer in Bollinger Bands and just like, kind of using them for consolidation and then using them for, sell, buy targets, that kind of stuff. But I don't see a lot of people that use Bollinger Bands. I know Ant sometimes uses them, but a lot of people just overlook them, but I like them a lot. Yeah.
Me too. I know Mikhail does as well too. He runs like a Telegram chat too. And he's like one of the most accurate predictors of price that I've seen. And he specializes using Bollinger Bands. So I knew I needed to kind of use it in my repertoire a bit more as well.
Yeah.
This is kind of a not so serious question that I ask a lot of people. You're on FinTwit, you have a big following. What do you think the worst thing about FinTwit is in general? Like we've gotten all kinds of answers. But to you, what do you think is the worst thing about FinTwit?
I would say you almost can't be a bear. Like people do not like to see that at all, because even like last week I was like, hey, there's a market correction coming, because it was very suspect that they released like the Omicron news like on Thanksgiving, Yeah. And there was a bunch of inflation news too. So I was like, hey, like there's gonna be blood in the streets, and the comments on them were like, you clown, like yeah, everybody's been predicting this for years, like good luck. And it's like I was just trying to heed a warning to some people. You know what I mean? To reduce your exposure, you know what I mean? But I feel like people don't really want to play the downside. Like people don't like people that short. And even, for example, like Fabi trades for Atlas, he kind of got like blackballed by Atlas because he was very open about, hey, I'm playing the downside of this trade. Like there's more money to be made short in this play than there is me buying it and chasing it and losing my money,
Yeah. I've noticed a big kind of decrease in the amount of people who post their short trades, because I short probably half the time or better, and I don't post any of them because that's why my amount of posts have gone down so much, is because I don't post my shorts, and I short Yeah, like I said, more than half the time now. And I posted one about AMC a few days ago where it's like it looks like it might be breaking down. If it closes beneath, then I'm gonna go short.
Probably got so
And
much shit.
yeah, bro. And I
Right?
got some
Yeah.
DMs that were like, "What are you talking about? AMC like diamond hands forever?" That kind of bullshit. And then also the other thing is I could give like zero. I could give less fucks. Absolutely no fucks are given about likes on posts.
Yeah.
Like I could not give a flying fuck, but the ones that are bears always get way less, and they get a ton of comments, and then you get that one person who comments like ratioed, and I'm like, dude, fuck
Bro,
off,
yeah,
man.
like go back to your basement. Like,
Yeah, exactly. You literally
Right.
like have a worse neck beard than me, probably. You're fucking sitting on your damn computer in your mom's
People-
basement, just
dude, like having playing options consistently, people don't understand like the backside of a move comes so much quicker and is so much more predictable. And like me being very proficient at charting and you guys being proficient at charting can very clearly tell when the backside of a move's coming. And there's so much money to be made both ways. Like today, I took some FSL calls, scalped some FSL calls 12%, took FSL puts over 100%. Like you can play things both ways. It opens up a whole new world of money making opportunities and a different way to see things. So yeah, I mean, I totally agree. You can't. It's impossible to be a bear. Like there's no winning. So
they'll yell at you.
Yeah.
They'll outcast you. They want you to walk through like the Game of Thrones lady. Shame, shame, shame.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
that's the only thing that seems to be, because even like lately, I know the market's been bleeding too, but I tried to at least like predict it to the point where people were like, hey, like, and I was even like, puts will continue to pay, you know what I mean? Like, and people were like, all right, yeah. Like, and then people were like, on Monday when it was it seemed to be a bull trap, like people were tagging me like, oh yeah, good call, and it's like, give it
Yeah.
24 hours. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, we'll see.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, give it fucking time. Maybe be patient.
Wait the
Yeah,
first
right.
20 minutes out and then see what happens. The same thing that's happened for 3 weeks. Pop for the first 15 minutes and then a hard fade the rest of the day. Like, but
Yeah.
I think
All right,
people have
man.
become
Well-
accustomed to like the bull market too now
Yeah.
at this point.
yep.
Exactly, bro. I think I want to ask you about your drink of choice, man. If you do drink, what do you lean towards? We had our last guy was the Wall Street Bets founder, and he said he likes, what was it? It was those pineapple
It
ones.
was well no. It was it a pina colada?
Pina colada.
Yeah.
Really?
So
Wow.
I mean, there's gonna be no shaming here. If you like the girliest possible thing, it is what it is, man.
So my beer of choice is Spotted Cow. It's like select to Wisconsin.
Are you a
So
Wisconsin
the
guy?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Oh fuck, dude! Me and you were talking about the Bulls back when.
Wait,
or
isn't
not the
Mitch
Bulls, the Bucks,
too?
back when the
Yeah.
fucking Bucks.
Isn't Mitch from Wisconsin?
Oh shit! What?
He's from Milwaukee. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's good shit too.
Dude.
I like him a lot too.
I completely forgot
Uh,
that you were a Bulls fan, or I keep saying Bulls. I don't know why. I forgot that you were a Bucks fan, bro. I was at a couple of
Yeah,
those
baby.
games, dude. That was nuts.
Dude, I've been meaning to go too, just because I'm gonna try to move back to Wisconsin. Just because that's why I ended up quitting my job, just because my grandma had a heart attack, so I kind of wanted to be closer to family, too. And long story short, I ended up like I like the Spotted Cow because the guy that created that recipe, he got offered $1 million to sell it outside of Wisconsin state lines, and it was like, no, like y'all gonna come buy my beer anyway. So
Yeah.
it's select to Wisconsin, which is really cool. Like you can only get it in Wisconsin. It's called Spotted Cow. I'm sure you've probably heard of it.
It's a
Teddy.
good beer.
Yeah, like a lot. Otherwise, alcohol wise, an old fashioned. I'm an old soul at heart.
So
And
good.
I just like the mashed cherries in the bottom. It seems to be where it's at.
What kind of bourbon or whiskey you like with that?
Let me get my bottle, just because I'm not like anything too bougie. Honestly, I like the walking sticks. It's like a $40 bottle. It's not too bad. It's a Kentucky one. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
That's pretty good stuff. I think I've actually had that before.
If you have any suggestions, let me know too. Because I'm a little bit newer, but I have all the like the mixology shit. So,
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm not
spice it up a little
overly versed in, whiskeys and stuff. I know that I had a Glenfiddich Scotch a few weeks ago that was super good. It was like single malt. That's probably the only suggestion I have, because other than that,
sick.
I really haven't tried that much.
I heard like Chicago has a pretty cool like Tokyo bourbon place, and I've been meaning to go whenever I visit Spock Trader. He's been telling me to come out that way too. So stock trader and trading. That's my buddy on FinTwit.
That's dope.
He
like
blew
music,
up this
man?
year, didn't he? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, bro.
Spock, he was like my hype man because I taught him how to trade. We got bagged in Velodyne, like DLDR. We got bagged so hard at that. And so then he like made a Twitter and he was kind of like my hype man. And then Jibo blew up and then Laid Back kind of was like, hey, this dude's always on early. And it was because Spock would just like take my plays sometimes and just like tweet him out, And I was like, yeah, I'm early.
Yeah.
And so then we both kind of blew up together. Because luckily like Laid Back really put us on too. And he's good friends with Zach Morris. So just kind of got that mutual benefit of Zach Morris going viral.
Dude, that's awesome, bro. I think I need to maybe follow Spock Trades. I don't think I've seen him around much, but I
You know
definitely
if you
see
saw
him
him.
around quite a
Weed
bit.
picks.
You
What
know
is
him
it?
if you
He's got
saw
like
him.
a money bag. Money bag
Oh
symbol.
shit! Yeah. I know the money
Yeah.
bag. Once you said the money bag, that rang a bell.
Yeah. I mean, his handle is so stupid 'cause it's like Spock Trader in Trey, like because he doesn't have the full handle.
Oh
like, bro,
yeah.
Bro, I was like, you're gonna get people scamming just pull it.
They're gonna think you're the fake one.
Right? Yeah.
That's funny, man.
That's
You
our
know
boy.
you made it
We
when you
went
got
to
those
college.
fake people that are like trying to be you, DMing people, trying to get your money. I love fucking with those people so much. Asking them to like
Same.
call you or something and then putting their actually I think that's illegal, so I probably shouldn't talk about that. I just found out a few weeks ago that it's illegal to put people's phone number on social media to get them spammed because I was gonna do it and my girlfriend was like, why like you could get your account like banned or whatever. So
Yeah.
Really?
stop doing that.
It's like I'd seen PJ. He got like sued too because somebody had scammed somebody and got like $1 million. Just like sending that DM, and I was like, holy shit! Like somebody sent him $1 million. Like that's insane.
PJ got sent to like court or something, or he talked about it. He had to go and like testify and shit because there was one of the people acting like him.
It's crazy.
That's such
There's
a
lot
petty
of,
thing to
just-
do.
Yeah.
Imagine what that person
Right,
looks
I know.
like in real life.
Oh, dude. Just fucking slimy piece of shit.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, man. I got
control
another
on,
question for you.
South Park. But yeah.
What kind of music do you listen to? I kind of think this is like a fun thing to just like, I don't know, because I'd like to think I can tell what people listen to when I look at them. Like if I looked at Ant, I'd be like, dude, he's a rap kind of guy. He likes rap, R&B.
Wrong.
I can't see you, but I hear in you. I'm gonna go out on a note or on a out on a limb and say, I think you like rock music.
Rock music. That's probably like one of the only genres that I'm not like that into. I like J. Cole, and like Bob Marley. That's really my like go-to. And then
that's
like
dope.
country in the summer too, just because I grew up in Wisconsin. So if you didn't like country, they would tell you to get the fuck out at the end of the day. But other than that, like other music, I listen to like 432 gigahertz music, because that's like Mozart played in it. John Lennon, and then the Beatles and Bob Marley. That's the acoustic that they have their music tuned to, because it's like the vibrations of your soul.
Shit.
Teddy, you were way off.
Yeah, fuck, dude. I was saying, I thought you were like banging like heavy, like some hair metal, and you said no, the vibration of your soul, and I was completely wrong, fucking end of the spectrum.
That's
That's
funny.
cool though, man. I like Bob Marley.
That's my favorite guy. Like every morning I listen to "Don't Worry, Be Happy." Like just get going in the shower,
Yeah.
just because it's tough to have a bad day when you hear that,
Yeah.
Especially to
funny.
start off your day.
right?
I think we wanted to ask you a few trading related questions, specifically like what is your main trading strategy? Like are you more of an options guy? I know you had mentioned you like to play commons over options, but just if you could kind of elaborate on maybe your specific strategy.
Yeah. So typically I try to find commons under $20. As of recently, just because like IWM has been getting slaughtered. I think it's been moving sideways since February, and now it's kind of in a downtrend after like the fake breakout. So I've been trying to find more options, either ones with like a little bit more longer duration, or like on the backside, like so puts on the backside of like HD and a few other ones. So we mentioned like Airbnb today, because they seem to offer a little bit more pay too. And at least like the technical analysis, it seems to work out a lot better too for these large caps because it tends to follow it more closely. And so I've been doing more of a bigger push on options. So I've been using Unusual Whales. They have a really cool bot. He was kind enough to set me up with like the Super Buffett. And so at times, like you'll literally get a trigger and the bot will call a lot of these reversals ahead of time. And so then I just paying attention to the flow. And then what I look for otherwise, whenever I'm determining a swing, I'll try to pay attention to like the macroeconomic events. And so if you just read or pay attention to like what's populated on your feed, a lot of times like the algorithms will tell you like what's coming, you know, to a certain extent. Miss Izzy is also somebody that said that too. Like she literally can just read algos better than anybody else. And so my last job, I sold artificial intelligence and robotic process automation. And so when 70 to 80% of the market's dictated by algorithms, if you can figure out like what the news events are or what's the top of the feed, a lot of times that's what's actually buying those stocks is the algorithms at the end of the day. And so I'll scan for algorithms and then I'll try to play like the macroeconomic events. So like because inflation concerns are currently spiking, you have like a shift to gold. Like Singapore today was the first one to buy gold in like years. And so when the market turns into pretty bearish, like what I'm thinking it's going to, that's something that a lot of people are going to hedge with too. So that's like my next play. I'm trying to load like NAC because they have like a couple beach and anything that has exposure to gold just by playing that like macroeconomic event, which will then control the microeconomic underlying the stocks.
Yeah. I actually agree with a lot of what you said, especially the I like loading up on gold when the market possibly is going to take a downturn. I mean, and I've been talking for a little while here. We think the market, there's a time soon where the market's going to have to take a downturn because it's just a little bit too overextended for the economic place that America's at. We were kind of thinking it might be like next summer, but I mean, things are looking kind of rough now. Like, I'm not saying it's going to happen like this week. We're going to begin this week is the top. I'm not calling it the top or anything. I'm just saying that things could get nasty here over the winter if it continues the way it is. And if we have more, updates on, these new COVID things, whatever they are, things could get pretty nasty here.
That's the interesting part too, because it seems like Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon, like those have continuously hit new high days, all-time highs. But the broader market, it's been taking a beating for like weeks on end, and so people are hoping, they're buying the dip, but the dip just keeps on occurring, and so people are exhausting a lot of capital too. So. Yeah. We went all cash like November 18th, like 95% cash except for like long-term holds. And even then, like it's just difficult to swing in anything now. So I've been working with the hedge fund guy that I mentioned and we're trying to do more shorts too. Whether it's like the chat room pumps or something of that nature, just playing the downside. Cause I think that's going to be where the money's going to be made. And he had actually highlighted that too. He said 2008, 2009, he had made more money in those 2 years than he had made in the last 20 years combined, which is pretty crazy.
He's a downside king right there.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, man. So how do you kind of like, if you had a specific way that you would kind of lay out to beginners to find a swing, what do you think would maybe not beginners. Let's move it towards like maybe like some like a middle seasoned trader where they have like a few years under their belt or a year under their belt, but they're trying to get more into swings. What's kind of a way that you would recommend they find swings at that kind of middle level?
So for swings, I would say either pick like one or two stocks that you can see the patterns on too, because a lot of times they'll move in their channels. And so if you can find a really good stock that has good support and it'll extend, you can continue to play that one until the real move occurs. And then my catchphrase has always been follow the money too. So I'll check like Fintel as well as like Form 4s for insider buys just to see like who believes in their company enough to invest in it. And who thinks that their company today is undervalued, that they need to go out and buy more shares of their company because ultimately they're betting on their stock price to go up in the future too. So and so that's typically what I'll find. And then I look for like very select institutions, like Renaissance Technologies. They're an algorithm-based hedge fund, like it's killed it the last decade. And so I like them. Bigger Capital is another hedge fund. And so basically I try to like comb through some of their plays, some of their recent 13Gs, and then narrow it down, because they're not going to hit 100% of the time. But hey, if they have like an 80% success rate, if I can narrow it down, like, and I'm pretty good at trading, then I have a much better chance of hitting something good, you know?
Yeah. That's actually a fantastic point that we haven't touched on this podcast at all yet, is following the, the 13 filings, 13D or 13G filings from the big money. And if you follow those and you look at what they're buying, rather than, looking at a stock and seeing who's buying them, you can find the companies that you like and the companies that you believe in, as in the investing companies that you believe in. If you find, if you're there's some people that I know that are big Morgan Stanley fans. You can find what they've been holding in the small cap realm. Some people really like Citigroup. Some people really like, Baker Brothers. Is that what it's called? Baker Bros, something like that.
Baker Bros, yeah. They're like incredible with bio too. That's like Hodor. Yeah. Like Hodor told me that like that's his bread and butter, is like looking for Baker Bros recent buys and then just sift through that. You know what I mean? Like
there's
play
like
the catalyst.
0.6 or something, or what's it? 6 point something like that. There's a name like that too. If you just go and look at what they're holding, then they'll have like good names. So that's a great point you made.
Like Steve something, yeah, the guy out of New York City, like 0.72.
Yeah, 0.72. That's incredible. Bob's favorite, or one of his favorites, is 0.72. Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be like that Steve guy. It's like the insider information, like during his like taxi rides or something. So then, because even like he called like blue at like 380 or something back in the day, like that, like 0.72. Just for an example too, because it's like if they have like either buddies in the industry or something of that nature, like if they have like kind of an inside track to the pharmaceutical industry, like that's the best way to figure out like, hey, what's actually going to hit in the next 2 to 3 years, and just buy it and hold it, because it's going to go up from where it's at now.
Exactly. You can also, like, if you've watched the show Billions, you see how they can kind of like, there's a ton of tracks for them to get data. Like they'll like, talk between investment companies. Someone will know the cousin of one of the workers, and they'll like do some bullshit. And I guarantee that happens in real life. Obviously not as much as it did in a TV show, because it's a damn TV show, but like it happens in real life where someone knows someone, or someone lives near or something like that, and they get some type of, tidbit. They saw like something like the team celebrating or some sort, or some bullshit like that. They'll get something, and then they'll pass it around, and then investment companies will find that data, and they'll know, okay, there's a this ups our chances of a hit on the data from a 50 to a 60, or a 60 to a 70. So we're going to take that chance, which is really interesting.
And even there's been a few too, like even if you actually reach out to the investors relations manager too, if you reach out directly to them and you're like, hey, I'm like an investor in this company, like, can you give me some inside information in terms of like what is the blueprint, like what is the future for this? Sometimes like they'll respond to you and actually tell you like, hey, like we can't disclose that, but they'll give you a little bit of a hand tilt in terms of like what's going on with the company too. I think like CSLK or something, like Clean Spark back in the day. Like there was one like that where the investors guy was like, we can't disclose this yet, but we have a big customer with like Walmart out of Bentonville. And so like literally it blew up on StockTwits, you know what I mean? Like, because people were like, wow, like this guy actually said that, you know what I mean? And so whatever information you can get, honestly, like use it to your advantage, because like that's ultimately what we're trying to do, is we're just trying to stay ahead of the curve. And
yeah. What would you say your due diligence process, what do you think might be the most important part of that? Like, I know for some people, they really enjoy, finding valuation based on the financials. Some people really like in their due diligence, looking at the CEOs, the company executives, like looking deep into them, finding their Facebooks, finding their daughter's Facebooks, like their son's Facebooks, like doing all that kind of shit. What do you think is the most important part?
So I would say compounding annual growth rate. So like how much is this company going to grow over the next 2 to 5 years? And then compare that to the total addressable market today. And so then when you have like these stocks that make like a tremendous run, what it does is it'll increase the overall total addressable market then. And so that's what I've figured out too, is like Vero back in the day was like an aesthetic treatment. So I bought InMode at 35. InMode hit like $115 because it's an aesthetic treatment. And so like when you think everyone's on their phone FaceTiming now, ultimately you can play onto these market trends that are currently changing, like because more people care about what they look like because they're sitting at home on their phones. And so if you can play the overall market increasing, which it has, then you can find like these underlying stocks that are making moves in order to get a little bit better, reduce debt, or figure out a way to actually capture more market share and ultimately reward their shareholders.
Yeah, I actually think that's, I'm gonna have to do some research into that a little deeper, but I actually think that sounds really, I guess, way to be profitable on DD.
It's like when we were looking at
But
AMTX and stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Givo, that was a year ago. And
Yeah.
we knew it, that
right,
would be the future.
Once you kind of can just compare to market and compare to other people in the market, um, that's how you can determine if something is like extremely overvalued. We were talking about Lucid in that same exact way. If you know the market for electric vehicles, you know that Tesla is the leader, and why does Lucid have a higher valuation right now than Tesla? Like, it doesn't make sense. As in, not market cap valuation, but numbers ratio to market cap valuation. It just doesn't make much sense. So yeah, I
yeah,
definitely agree with that 100%.
agreed 100% too. Just because, like, if Tesla's $1 trillion, like, then you have to be like, well, Lucid is also a luxury electric vehicle maker. Like, they got to be worth at least like a tenth of that. You know what I mean? Too, if they're able to deliver on their demands too. And so like I've been playing like Polestar. They had a conference today, but it seems to be manipulated too, because a lot of these ones they manipulate them too, because if it's an easy win, like, they don't want everyone and their mom making $1 million, too, because ultimately that creates inflation to a certain extent. When everybody was making money on GameStop and AMC, like,
Yeah.
ultimately that was bad for the market,
Yeah, it's just one of those things like you mentioned, if you can capitalize on those opportunities, that's how the serious money's made. So I think those are all really great points. I kind of wanted to jump in. I know we talked how difficult it is for swings now. Like, I know me personally, I'm not in any swings. I've been all cash, basically scalping around a core position in one swing, but then just scalping options. Do you have any swings that, like, any high conviction swings at the moment that you're in looking at? I know you mentioned NAC, but just kind of want to get your thoughts on that.
So NAC right now is one that I'm thinking they need to get like the EPA approval. Like, they need to get the EPA permit. Sorry. So that's one that I'm hoping it can go. It's right now like risk to reward. Like, it shouldn't really go below 38 cents. But I do have one GDX. It's like the gold miners. And so I was thinking that it was going to hold. I was thinking that it was going to hold 31.60 just based on the chart. But that one seems to be selling off. That's one that I'm going to try to get back in. As well as some supply chain stocks too, because with COVID now having an issue where you're going to see more supply chain constraints as a result of COVID and these maybe lockdowns too. I think that that's something that can heat up too. So I've been trying to find ones that are a little bit less known. There's one, it's like Zim, I think it's like $54. But even then, like, these are ones that you almost have to, you buy them and then you almost like sell them the next day, because they're gapping up and then they're getting sold off with the rest of the market. So then they're gapping up, and so you almost have to like buy them at like 250 and then just sell them the next day, because a lot of them are setting lower lows. A lot of these swings are.
Yeah, it's it's so hard at the moment because SPY, IWM, the broader market is in such a weird spot. It's not, in my opinion, not really worth it on the swing aspect. Like, you're essentially trying to time an entry. And just from a technical standpoint, like, I base a lot of my decisions on the technical aspect of charts and everything. And almost everything's breaking down to a point where it's more beneficial for you to wait. Okay, like, take a PLTR or a Fubo, for example. You could have jumped in, but now they're both under $20. Like,
Yeah.
technically they're breaking down to the point where say tomorrow PLTR jumps a buck, you missed out on $1, but at least that gives you some kind of confirmation to enter. So
I was seeing Palantir. I was like, damn, it's under $20 today. I thought about buying, but it just, you never know like what tomorrow will hold too.
It's like trying
So
to time the knife or trying to time the reversal. It's not really possible unless there's like, substance to it. And sometimes when they break through a support that big, it's just not right to just, buy and then expect it to reverse. Sometimes it just needs time to, low down to 17, $16, and then it'll bounce and you'll be able to buy off that confirmation of the bounce.
Definitely too. I would say like knife catching right now is not a way. I had learned like a 2 and 5 strategy where you like buy 20%, 20%, and then 50% like once the actual move occurs.
Yeah.
So I had been trying to do that, but honestly, like eventually you're gonna run out of cash because everything's going lower. And so then you exhaust your funds and you're like, what the hell? Like I should have just waited for the reversal and then just bought that.
It's the same thing we talked about with Wish. Teddy and I were talking before, like. We were talking about Wish is a perfect example because there's no support at the current moment. Like Wish could essentially pull back for forever. I mean, well, not forever.
Could get delisted. Fuck.
Well, but the point is I
thought like 390 was the spot. Yeah, but yeah, that one.
It's the thing.
People I think started shorting that because Zach tweeted it too, and I know he had like short algos on him at 1.2. So the fact that he tweeted it, people were like, "Oh, we can short him more now."
Yep. That's just a good example of you can't try to time an entry when the market's this weak. So,
all right, Stock Swing Alert. It's time for the question that I love the most. What is your most unpopular opinion?
Tell them yours.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. Mine, I regretfully say this because I'm going to get hate, is that I think golden retrievers are not very cute, and also I think popcorn sucks. Ketchup sucks too.
Okay, a most unpopular opinion. I would say that like COVID changed us all, like to the bad point, like where like I feel like we've almost all become more jaded, too, because we're all on the internet, and the internet's not really the most friendly place. So I would say that it's changed all of us, and myself included too. Like I used to be like a ray of sunshine, and now it's dimmed a little bit, too, and so. It might be not the most unpopular opinion, but I would say it's something that more people need to address too. Like we all have demons, we're all like struggling with something. And so the people on the internet don't necessarily want to see it or care about it, either. And because they have their own demons, their own battles they're going through. So I think maybe if people could talk about it more openly, then I think that the world would maybe be a better place as well.
It's a good point. Cause I mean, before you hopped on, Teddy and I were speaking about how every day people are just throwing shade and throwing hate across FinTwit, quote unquote, and Twitter in general. And especially the new theme on FinTwit's been paid groups, like just shit talking paid groups. Like, and Teddy and I were just speaking on like you're in no position to talk about if someone's paid group is worth it or not. But I agree. I think these people get confidence behind a phone, a keyboard.
Yeah, and even like the paid groups too. The only reason why I had done kind of like the paid group is because like that hedge fund, former hedge fund manager was like, regardless of whether the market's like sunshine and rainbows or bloody as hell, like you need some sort of residual income coming in because the market goes down. You know what I mean? And if you don't have a short position on everything, like then you can't feed your family that day. And so he talked about that, and then. I do think that it's almost important to pay like dues, you know what I mean, too? Like if you think about like a fraternity or even church, like you have pew dues, like all these things, like there's a little bit, it's a give-get world out there. And so when I'm putting all this time into it, like then I almost deserve to be compensated for it to some extent because it's taking away time from like my dog. Yeah, like I can't walk my dog, you know what I mean? My girlfriend sometimes gets ignored, too, because it's like
people don't,
at the end of the day, this is,
they don't see that side of it.
And they don't see like that I don't ever do anything fun on the weekends because I usually like on Sundays at least. Saturdays sometimes, but like my Sundays are all gone to just like making watch lists and answering questions.
I haven't had a weekend, dude, and I don't remember.
Yeah, like a full 2-day weekend, bro. It's nuts. But
and that's the hard part is balance too, because even like Saturdays, like that's like the one day that I like told my girlfriend like, hey, this is your day, but like 365 otherwise, like I have to unfortunately work and grind, too.
Yeah. I think that was a great point you made about COVID has made us a little bit jaded. I definitely have noticed it in myself too. I was quite, I guess, outgoing before COVID. And then when, a year of not really like doing a whole lot, now sometimes like I don't want to go do anything. Like sometimes I just want to lay in my bed and just like be a little bitch. Like I've never felt that way before, but that's how it is now. Sometimes I'm just like, I just want to like, sit on my couch and not talk to anyone. And if anyone comes and talks to me, I'm going to be an asshole. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just like, sometimes I feel bad.
I feel that 100% too. Because even like walking back in the day, like I would walk and smile at people, but now if you like smile at people, people are kind of like, what the hell? Why is this guy happy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real. Like I'll
It's
sometimes
like when
my
you hold a
girlfriend will,
door
like,
for
say
someone.
Yeah,
That shit
right?
pisses me
Yeah,
off,
right?
dude. How about a thanks? Like,
Right? It's like I'm trying. Oh, but they're like 5 feet. I don't want to get COVID. And it's like I was trying to be nice. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, you know. But
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, there's definitely some like humanity that's been lost over the I don't know, it divided us. COVID divided us so bad with like there being sides to the whole thing. It became political, and then it became everyone was isolated, and so all they did was think about how it was so political, and then everyone thought about how everyone else sucks, and then everyone thought about how the world sucks, and then everyone is everything sucks.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
One of my buddies told me too that like the internet removes that like emotional point of view too.
Yeah.
It's more of like it's just like it's interpreted through text. You know what I mean? So you can't really understand it, and so there's so much miscommunication right now that we're all going through, where we don't understand the other guy because like it's not black and white. Like there's a lot of gray area in the world itself today, and it's been difficult to try to figure out like what is that other part. You know what I mean? Especially with all these conspiracy theories and different political agendas too. It's hard to come up with a true image of what the world is today.
Yeah, it's like when your parents text you and they use like periods, and then will like be like super like just like they'll be like, "Hey mom, I just won the lottery and won $1 million," and she'll be like, "Okay, period." And, like you just gotta remember, like to her, she's probably like, "Okay," but like to me, that's like someone angry. So like it just doesn't make sense. That's how Twitter is sometimes. People just like tweet stuff, and you're like, "I don't think you mean it that way," but that's what it sounds like to most people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very hard to interpret it, I would say.
Yeah. Well, man, we want to give you a chance to give any last advice to the listeners. Just give them kind of what you think they need to hear, as in, you know, traders, what they might need to hear at any stage of their journey before we close things up.
I would say just never quit. You know what I mean, too? Like, even if you have to take some time off, just never quit trading, too, because this is the key to financial freedom, I would say, to a certain extent, especially if you can develop that skill. This will allow you to retire a few years early because you can trade for beer money then on the side. Because ultimately, I think it's a sham that we have to work now until we're 67 before we can see our payments from Roth and 401k. And that's ultimately what life is not about. It's about making meaningful connections with the people around you, and then trying to just get back to those that you love and you surround yourself with at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
That's a great point. It was nice meeting you. This is the first time we met, so really appreciate you coming on. Yeah.
Thank you so much, man, for coming on and, you know, spitting some great knowledge. I think people are going to get a ton from what you talked about.
Appreciate that. Thank you all very much for your time too, and thank you for the platform as well. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, go check out StockSwingAlert's Patreon. Go check out, you know, he's got that guy that's killing the shorts. You know, we're not killing the shorts actually, but killing the short plays.
Like murder.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not condoning murder on here, but yeah, go check out his Patreon. Go check out his Twitter and stuff. We'll have his logo on there. We'll have his ad on there. So yeah, go follow him. Go check out his stuff. He's a great guy. He knows his stuff, as you guys can tell from this podcast. All right, everybody. We just want to thank you very much for tuning into episode 2. Leave us a like, a comment. We wanted to hear what you guys want to name the wheel. We said that last week. We want to know what you guys want tickers wise on Bullish versus Bullshit. So leave those comments. Subscribe to our Twitter, or subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. You know, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever. Leave us everything you guys can possibly do. I might send you a booty pic if you do.
Dude, bro, you should make Merry Thickmas Christmas cards. And I've been thinking about that for months.
Merry Thickmas. Should I get like a Speedo, bro?
Dude, I don't know. I saw them, but they're super cheap to make. You can just send them to people. That'd be fire.
I think I should. Everyone who leaves like a 5-star Apple or whatever.
You get like a Merry Thickmas.
Merry Thickmas, bro.
That'd be so fire.
A fucking G-string Speedo.
Bro, oh my God. I would leave a rating.
You would leave a 5-star.
Oh my God.
Give one every 2
I'd
days.
make 10 separate accounts. I have 10 Christmas cards.
I have to do like a different like angle every single time.
That's so funny. You're just hairy ass cheeks on it.
I would shave them before, dude. Don't worry.
Oh, that's so funny, bro.
Damn, man. All right.
Get to the tattoo.
That's took me out, bro. I haven't shown that to fucking anyone but my girlfriend and parents.
That's so funny.
I mean,
and all of Twitter.
Fucking 20,000 followers I had at the time.
Yeah,
Holy
everyone's
crap.
seen that shit.
I don't think anyone I think I only had 10,000 actually at that time. So I don't think most of my followers know that I have an app.
It was for 10K, wasn't it?
Yeah, that has a teddy on it.
That was so funny.
All right, but thank you guys for tuning in. StockSwingAlert had a ton of good shit to say. Ant and I, as usual, were freaking, on the spot, drinking our beers, having fun, that kind of stuff. This was a great episode. We'll have some great guests in the future. We're going to bring on Incredible Bob again. We're going to try to get Brady, Rodessa, all those kind of people that we loved from season 1.
Shark.
So, what's up?
Shark. That's my guy, Shark.
Shark, dude. I love Shark. I haven't even DM'd Shark yet. Shark, if you're listening to this, I apologize.
I love Shark. Did you see what he said today?
Yeah, I did, dude. He's one of my favorite traders.
I love Shark.
He hops in to real ones sometimes. He hops into even Atlas sometimes, I think. Drops fucking fire ass plays, that kind of stuff.
Dude, how does he, Shark, if you're listening to this, how do you like all my tweets? How do you even see my tweets?
He doesn't follow me.
No,
Does he follow you?
No, but I'm not asking for a follow. I don't care about that. But how do you see my tweets?
That's what I wonder, bro. How does he know? How does
he sees my
in at Thick Teddy? How does he know which one? Because he doesn't follow me.
He sees my tweets and likes them, but I looked. I'm like, oh, he must follow me, and he doesn't. Which doesn't. I mean, that means nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I just didn't know. I'm
funny.
Like, that's so funny that he sees my tweets.
It's like if I was liking, some freaking random politician's tweets without even following them. It wouldn't make any sense.
Dude, that episode was when you got hammered, remember? That was so funny. That was the episode, bro.
We didn't have the fucking trivia game, and I had to do 4 shooters.
That was 4.
How much is a shooter? Is it a shot and a half?
A shooter? It depends. I have a Grey Goose one that's got to be 2 shots.
I was literally I remember just not seeing my screen for a while, just staring at the wall behind.
Bro,
me
your
while you guys
face
were
was
talking, dude.
Beat red. That episode was 4 hours.
I remember, and I was fucked, bro. I was just.
That was so funny.
Shit.
I love Shark.
Yeah, dude. So do I. He's a good guy too, all around.
Oh yeah, I love
Shark. He's a fucking beast. Same with Brady and Incredible Bob and stuff. They're all good guys.
Moose, you forgot about Moose.
Moose, bro.
He never tweets anymore.
I know. He just sticks to, dude. When he calls a play though in Atlas, I'm fucking buying that. I hit my hotkey. I go. Bah, bah, bah,
I love Moose too.
His shit always hits.
Mitch.
Same with Shark.
Dude.
Mitch.
I liked all our guests.
Yeah, dude. Maybe we'll just have to do a lot of the same guests, but
the real ones.
Yeah.
Shout out to Thiz. I hope Thiz. I know his son's having some complications, but I hope everything's going well with that.
Dude, I'm not a hugely religious guy, but I sat down and did fucking prayer for.
Yeah, I've been thinking about
when he posted that. I think it was a few weeks ago where he went to the ICU. I sat down and I had my girlfriend. I was like, we need to sit and do this. You just sit and close your eyes for a few minutes. I'll talk, and we just did it. And I was like, damn, I've never done that before. But I was literally almost about to cry because it's just so fucking sad, man. I can't imagine that kind of shit. And I know he doesn't want people to feel that way towards. He doesn't want any I don't know the right word.
Sympathy?
Yeah, sympathy. He doesn't want sympathy or anything or any of that kind of stuff. But man, that's a fucking. I hope that everything turns
out. Bro, there was one person that said oh, you're just doing this for attention. When he posted about, I'm like, what kind of scumbag human would ever say that?
If I see that person in real life, I will straight up leg kick them to the face.
Literally.
And that's not their leg, that's their face.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, Thiz, me, and Ant all at the same time. It'll be flack. 3 legs to the head. All right, we got to close this bad boy up.
Yep.
Do all the likes. Maybe a Thickmas, Merry Thickmas will be coming out. Maybe even Ant will do a Merry fucking Thick Ant. I don't know, dude.
We could do one together.
It should be you dressed up in an ant costume, like you're my aunt.
Bro,
me
listen.
Speedo.
Last time we talked about ant and said the word ant, my YouTube search was life-size ants. How is that even legal? I didn't even look up ant.
Dude, I know that one of the times last season, beginning of the season, we were doing I was talking in podcasts. I say ant 50 times, and then afterwards, it was my phone popped up and it had searched AUNT into Google somehow. It was in my pocket and it searched ant into Google, and then there were sexy ant pictures aunts on fucking Google. And I was like, I thought I had safe search on. Why is there a lingerie aunt on here? It didn't make any fucking sense.
Just a bunch of cougars, bro.
Yeah, literally, like it was like, come here, nephew, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck am I looking at right now?
Come here, nephew.
Yeah, I was like, that's
Jesus
some
Christ.
fucking incest.
That's
shit
some
right there.
that's some role play.
Yeah. Some fucking first person role.
Oh
play
my
right there.
god, bro. That's so funny. How do we start talking about this?
I have no idea. Somehow
We're trying to do an
it
outro,
started-
1 minute outro.
Dude, it started because we closed up with StockSwingAlert, and then I was like, all right, man, we'll do this intro quick, and I'm gonna go eat my chili. And then we've been talking about naked aunts and nephews.
No, not nephews, bro.
No,
We're not talking about nephews, bro.
naked nephews. I'm not talking about
No,
that.
bro. That's gonna get us kicked off, bro.
Not naked nephews.
No,
They're
bro,
fully clothed.
no.
They're not actually nephew and aunt. It was a
Yeah.
fucking picture online. YouTube, don't get mad.
We
at
better
us.
get off. Better get off this before we say something.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Peace out. And,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening.
Been to hell and back just to wife you. Remember I was getting blam in high school. I've been in the West like I'm Ice Cube. Shoulda with us, girl, I know it's fake love. Couldn't kind of BS niggas made up. The girl I got, I know they wanna date her. I'm still in the kitty when she wake up. Yeah, bitch, I'm in her sheets. Fuck on the model, then fuck on the streets. We fight and we make up. She on Fendi and Elvie, not Jacobs. You bound by time and it's order.